Hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me again. I thought I'd talk a little bit today about how people learn things because I get asked a lot why I unschool my son. And I think it boils down to a philosophy that if someone's interested in something, they're going to learn it. And if they're not interested, they might learn it for a short time, but they won't learn it for a long time. And so one of the things that I started to see was if I let him choose what he was learning, he would be interested and then he'd retain the knowledge. And if I forced him or coerced him into learning something, he would learn it, but he might not actually learn to apply it. And I often tell this story. I was at a grocery store in a small town and the cash register wouldn't work. And the young woman who was serving me, who looked about 16 or 17, couldn't make change because she couldn't do it. So I know that that young woman is probably in grade 10 or 11 math in school, and she's probably very good at it, but she couldn't apply the math knowledge. So I started thinking about that, like how good is math if you can't apply it in your real life? And she had a really difficult time. Like I was like, this is how much change it is, and this is why. She gave me way too much change at first, and I gave it back. I'm like, no, that's not right. You should have given me 70 cents, not $70. And so I think that learning to apply things is probably more important than learning how to do it on paper. I'm not saying that math learning is not useful at all. I mean, there's lots of jobs where you have to learn how to do things on paper. But I also don't think that learning is just for jobs. I think that learning is for life. And so making it relevant. So when I think about learning and what my son wants to do, I see that if it's relevant to him and if he's interested in it, that he learns it better. And so I guess the whole school system is kind of built on this coercive learning. I mean, John Taylor Gatto talks a lot about that in his book, about how it's just about, learning obedience and things like that. And I don't want my son to learn obedience to authorities just because they have authority. I want him to question things, especially in this world now that's changing so quickly. I think that that's kind of where my philosophy lies. So my son right now is creating some kind of game in his VR, and he's completely immersed and has been for the last 3 days, where he can't put it down. Now that's learning. That's what it's all about.